And then, okay, now wait, like.
Good evening, and welcome to the Chris and the Baddog Show. Tonight's show is brought to you in part by Rolled Gold Flamin' Hot Pretzels. When your team is on fire, your mouth should be on fire as well. Rolled Gold Pretzels, helping fans breathe fire for many, many years to come. Also brought to you in part by Sam Adams Brewery. When your team gives a mind-numbing performance, nothing eases the pain better than a nice, cold Sam Adams beer. Sam Adams, helping fans ease pain since 1984.
What is going on, Baddog? We are back. We are live. Looks like you got a super chat already.
Oh, sweet. Hey, QC, thank you for the super chat, my man. Really appreciate that. My man, always, every single stream hits me up with a super chat. Thank you so much for that, my man. Really appreciate it. Thank you, everybody, for being here tonight. Boy, do we have a lot to talk about.
We got a lot to talk about. I just want to say hello to some of the people in your chat. Road Dog's in the house. Raymond Gonzalez, the QC, Bleed Blue. A lot of people in here already. Barkley 26. What is going on, fellas? But, I mean, we could start with the debacle that just took place on Sunday. There's not much to talk about. There's not much to be positive about off of that performance. What were your takeaways?
Let's just say, Chris, I blame everybody on the Giants. There is no positive aspect to take away from this game, unfortunately. And it was just a team that I think went into this game feeling themselves a little bit too much. I feel like they were overconfident maybe a little bit. They were enjoying themselves. They'd won 4 out of 5, and they just thought they were going to go in there and just kind of do their thing against a team that was desperate to make an AFC wildcard spot. And they got punched in the mouth. Yeah. I think the most embarrassing thing to me, I mean, there's so many things to go over in this game. Because, again, everything was atrocious. For me, I think we got to start with the defense. The defense, it was embarrassing watching him trying to tackle Derrick Henry. I mean, he had 172 yards on the ground, and I guarantee you more than 100 of it was after first contact. Like, watching Janoris Jenkins attempt to tackle Derrick Henry, it was embarrassing. It looked like, you know how you watch a Pop Warner team or like a little, the little kids, and you got that little 4-foot kid that's 6 foot tall, or a 4-foot kid that's 60 pounds. That was me. And you got the 5'4" kid that's 130 pounds, and the 4-foot kid's like, and they run back.
Yeah.
On purpose. That was Janoris Jenkins.
Yeah. It's exactly what you said. It was an old-fashioned ass kicking. That's what it was. And the score is misleading. They beat us by a lot more than 17-0. They missed that field goal they should have made. And if it wasn't for the weather conditions, I think they would have beaten us by 30. I mean, they played it safe. We couldn't stop their run to save our life. We knew, it's like in baseball. It was like the pitcher was telling us, I'm going to throw a fastball right down the middle. We knew it was coming, and we couldn't stop him anyway. And yeah, it was bad. It was, the run defense really was horrible. And on the other side, we couldn't run the football to save our life. And then we always say it. When you force Eli to throw a lot, you're not going to win football games, especially when the way the conditions were. And I'm not making excuses for Eli. He played horrible. He threw that horrible pick, and he should have thrown probably 2 more. I remember he threw one pass to Barkley in the flat. I forget. I don't remember if it was a screen pass, whatever it was. Yep. He threw it literally right in the hands of the defender, and he dropped it.
We'll get to Eli. I got a lot to say on Eli. We'll get to him a little later.
Yeah.
I just want to address the gist. So I see Afghanistan's here, Jedi, Scott Douglas, Bobby Woodruff's in the house, Eric Donahue, John Laterno, Goose, what's up? Barkley 26, Meet the Mets, JF15, Zane is in the house, Sutherland is here, Philly Town's in the house, Ligma's here. Thank you guys for joining. Really appreciate it very, very much. To reiterate your point, one guy in my stream, he used the word bully. He said Derrick Henry is bullying the Giants. That was the most perfect term as far as what they did to us. Because it was like that big schoolyard bully that just runs roughshod to all the little kids. The kid trying to get on a slide, and Derrick Henry's like, get the hell off of there. That's my slide. That was like Derrick Henry went into our house and ate our lunch, and then he knocked them down, and he ran after their parents, and he ate their parents' lunch.
Yep.
And then he went up into the stands and he ate like he just ate all day.
Let me ask you a question. Based off of not just this game, this has obviously been the worst in terms of run defense. But really, since we got rid of Snacks, it has really shown. We have played some teams that were not good run offenses, and they've been able to run the ball on us effectively. Even though we've been able to win those games, Do you now regret the Snacks trade a little bit? Do you now regret it a little bit?
Not at all. I don't regret it at all because, again, the amount of cap hit we take from him, we weren't really a good run defense with him there either. I think we were 23rd in the league with him there, and we weren't winning with him there. So really, I think the move to B.J. Hill was fine. B.J. Hill has played well this year. And again, I mean, Damon Harrison's playing well for the Lions, which is great. But honestly, with the direction we're going, we need that cap space. I think B.J. Hill can do just fine. We can always draft a guy or sign somebody in free agency to take that place. But again, you save a lot of cap space. You get an extra draft pick. I really don't think we need him. Just like we'll get into later on, a couple guys I'd like to see move on from this team. Again, more for cap space reasons than anything else. But it wasn't even so much a run defense, Chris. It's just they couldn't tackle him. And that was what was...
Do you think the rain had played a little bit of a factor in that? Do you think he was harder to bring down because of... I'm not trying to make excuses.
I mean, it definitely could be because you're going to have hard... You tackle with your legs. You don't tackle with your... And a big guy like that, you really got to put your lower body in it. So it's actually a very good point. I never even considered that. But, like I said, you watched Janoris Jenkins. He didn't even try to tackle him. Like, he ran away. Like I said, he was like... And he was trembling when Derrick Henry ran after him. And he just wanted no part of it. And I don't know, man. It was so disheartening because we'd played so well since the bye. And I was hyped up. Like, we're beating the Titans.
Yeah, I was convinced we were winning that game. I was convinced. I really thought the way we were playing, and we got away from everything we were doing well. Barkley couldn't, and I'm not blaming Barkley. They got no push up front. I mean, as good as Brown's playing, he really stood out to me. Brown got destroyed in this game. Every play, it seemed like they were beating him up the middle. The offensive line got no push. At both sides, we got killed in the trenches on both sides of the ball. Yep. And that is there's a lot more to it. Our punter played horrible in this game. He had 2 or 3 punts that didn't go over 25, 30 yards in the air. Yep. He played horrible. We're going to get into Eli. We got a bunch of drop passes. Sterling Shepard.
Oh, God, yeah.
Just the whole team as a whole. But the main reason, in my opinion, we lost this game was because we just got manhandled in the trenches.
Absolutely. Like I said, they bullied us. They really bullied us. Real quick, just want to say what's up to Peter Phelan, David from Colorado's here. I love cinnamon rolls before a Giants playoff game because that was the answer to my trivia question. Guy made a screen name for that. Satan is in the house. DeMonsters Bears fan, thanks for joining up, my man. DeMonsters is always in my streams. I love it. I got some great Bears fans in my streams. Noah Cahill's here. One Giant Rebuttal. I don't know if we mentioned him. Tweed is in the house. Big Blue for Life is here. Thank you all so much. Don Batka's just showed up. Jose Mendez. Thank you all for being here, guys. I really appreciate it very much. Chris appreciates it. By the way, if you're not subscribed to the Entertainer Talkin' Sports, please look in the description. The link to his channel is there. You can also follow me on Twitter. That's in there also. Chris's Twitter's in there, so please make sure you're checking out the description box in this video and click on all those links. Make sure you follow us both on Twitter, and definitely make sure you are subbed to this man's channel if you are not.
I just got one question for you. You told them that they could follow me and you on the Twitter. Isn't it the Twitters?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, the Twitters. I'm sorry. I don't even know how the hell to say yes. The Twitters, guys. The Twitters.
But yeah, let's get a little bit more into the game. One play in particular that really pissed me off when I was watching the game was right before the half. The Giants step back to punt. I don't think it was a fake. I don't think it was called a fake punt. He bobbled the punt and he improvised. He made a great play out of it. Yeah. And they get to the Tennessee 45 or thereabouts. And it's got about 21, 22 seconds left. And they're running around like they just scored a touchdown. And they let 9, 10 seconds go off the clock and they don't call a timeout. And by that point, it took away the ability to be able to get out of bounds before you could kick a field goal. And that cost us an opportunity at 3 points.
Yeah, I watched the Panthers do that last night. Cam made a play near the end of the game, and he was celebrating. And he took like 20 seconds off the clock. And I'm like, what the hell are you doing? Yeah. Get back to the line of scrimmage and snap the ball. Oh, there was so many things that ticked me off. You mentioned the trenches. We did get killed up front in every facet of the game. The one thing, again, I can't blame Barkley because they didn't make holes for him, but the one thing Barkley's got to stop doing is making those huge losses. Like, we were driving, and then Nate Solder had the false start penalty, which always kills a drive. And then it was 1st and 15, and then Saquon Barkley, the Titans just got all kinds of penetration. And Saquon Barkley just needed to go down or get as much as he could. Instead, he ran backwards 10 yards. Next thing you know, it's 2nd and 25, and there goes that drive. The one negative, and it's just like Barry Sanders. That was the one negative aspect of Barry Sanders. He tried to make too much out of too little instead of just getting the couple of positive yards like he needs to get. I think Saquon Barkley's got to do a better job of just taking what you can get. Not everything, as we say baseball again, not everything can be a home run. Not every pitch is pitched to be a home run. So sometimes you got to just go with the pitch and take the single to right field. And the same thing with Barkley. If there's penetration, just lower your shoulders and get whatever you can. Don't run the wrong way. As great as you are, you're not going to outrun 4 defenders with no blocking back there.
Right.
So that's the one thing I'll say with him. Now I want to get into the offense, which was downright offensive.
Shepard. 0 points is offensive. Go ahead.
What's that?
No, I said 0 points. It was pretty offensive.
Yeah, awful. Sterling Shepard. Sterling Shepard, I love the guy. I love Sterling Shepard. Shep is my man. Boomer Sooner, baby. I was so excited when we drafted Sterling Shepard, and I have taken up for Sterling Shepard for years. Great route runner. I mean, the guy is a great talent. I saw him at OU. I'm like, man, when the Giants drafted him, I got so excited. Yes, man. Whoa, what a great pick. He has let me down so much this year. I'm so disappointed in Sterling Shepard because he has such a world of talent. But I said this in my post-game video. Since that boat trip, he's not the same player.
No, he's not. To me, at this point, I think he's overrated. And I agree with you that he has talent, and maybe they're not using him the proper way. This game, there was no excuses. He dropped 2 or 3.
At least 3.
Yeah, huge passes in this game. But maybe they should use him more in the slot. I don't know. But he's been a disappointment, really, overall as a Giant, in my opinion. I know last year he had spurts with Beckham out, but I hope he gets better. I really do, because I do think he has a ton of ability. But there's, like we said, there's nothing positive to say over last. Evan Ingram played okay.
Yep.
Evan Ingram played okay. That's about the only
positive that is as good as it got in that game. Was he played okay. Yeah. Just real quick, I see William Watson, my long-lost son, is in the house. What's up? Jack Vegetables is here. It's one of my favorite screen names, Jack Vegetables. I love it. I Bleed Giants Blue is here, guys, if you don't notice. My sponsors are there. I know you all was looking for my sponsors. There they are. Roll Gold and Sam Adams both made an appearance tonight. But yeah, Sterling Shepard really just. I mean, he's got to be near the league leaders in drops, and he did drop a couple of really catchable passes. And I'm not using the rain as an excuse, but I know rain makes it more difficult, but the wind makes it the most difficult.
Right.
As professional football players, you got to know how to play in that kind of weather. That didn't seem to bother the Titans at all. Oh, man, thank you so much for the super chat to Monsters. I really appreciate it. Keep up the good content, you guys, and make sure you're enjoying the New Year's accordingly. We'll definitely enjoy the New Year's accordingly. I'm going to enjoy it by going to bed at like 10 o'clock. But thank you to Monsters. I really appreciate the super chat, my man. And like I said, congratulations on the Bears winning the NFC North, and good luck to you guys in the playoffs. Got a Super Bowl caliber defense, and I'll be rooting for the Bears. I mean, it's been a long time since the Bears have been in there, so, you got my support. But Sterling Shepard, to go back to him, like I said, just really disappointed because I love him, and I think he can be so good, man, but he's got to concentrate. I just think something's not going on upstairs because it's not the same player I saw at Oklahoma, and we need him. We can't constantly rely on Odell Beckham.
Yeah, and this game you really saw. I know we said that that Eli played better when Beckham was out of the game the week before. This game in particular, with that defense that's very good at stuffing the run, not having Beckham on the field, I think played a huge factor. Because they didn't have the threat of Odell Beckham out wide. They said, screw it, we're stacking the box. We're going to take Barkley away from you. Had Beckham been out there, it might have been a completely different ballgame. And in this game, you really saw how valuable he is to the New York Giants, not just with catching the football.
Exactly. And it's funny. I'm pretty sure that you and I talked about this on our last show last week. How do we beat the Titans? We said we have to stop Derrick Henry. That was first and foremost. Stop Derrick Henry. We talked about bringing A and B gap blitzers with the linebackers. At least I did. I talked about some run blitzes. Try to do something to stop the run. Make Marcus Mariota beat you. We didn't do that. Mariota didn't even throw over 100 yards in that game.
88 yards. 88 yards.
Yeah, 88 yards. Derrick Henry. And we said if we're going to win, we have to run the ball at Saquon Barkley. No turnovers, no penalties. Well, we didn't run the ball. 14 carries and 31 yards. We lost the turnover battle. Eli Manning was, like I said, I get a lot for him in a second. He was awful. And penalties. I mean, what we have, 10, 12 penalties?
We had 10, they had 4, and we lost the time of possession by 11 minutes. That was the ball game.
What up, Sperm Cell? How you doing? That Sperm Cell in the house. That one guy's here. Jedi's here. Ben MT's here. West Coast 5727. Thank you guys for joining, man. We really appreciate it. Stealth Raven is in the house. Yeah, good. Yeah, Mario. But it's just it was just a bad performance overall by anybody. But everything you have to do to win a football game, we did none of them. Lost, like you said, lost time possession, lost the turnover battle, couldn't run the ball, and penalties.
Right.
You're not beating anybody like that, let alone a team that is in the hunt for the AFC wildcard, and is a pretty damn good team.
And especially a team like them, because I said it in my preview video, they are the least penalized team in football. They're a very disciplined football team. So when you play sloppy, when you turn the ball over, when you commit 6 more penalties than you do, you're just asking to lose. The Giants had a few drives where they had some things clicking, and then they had key penalties. And then that pushed them back. That ruined the drives. It happened on 2 or 3 of their drives. And yes, let's get into the Eli now. Let's just do it. Let's let the elephants in the room. Let's talk about it. We were rolling on one drive, right? And I don't remember at what point it was in the game, but we were on about their 25. It was a 3rd down, whatever. It was a 3rd and long, and Eli throws up a ball into double coverage, and it was a pick. A veteran quarterback there cannot make that throw. You have to throw it away, take the 3 points. And, of course, the fumble absolutely destroyed us. It was 7-0 at that point. Yep. He fumbles the ball deep in his own territory. And that was the ball game right then and there when he drops the ball. Eli played horrible. I'm a big Eli guy. I love Eli. You know that. I'm still a proponent. As I always say, I see all sides of it. I see the reason to get rid of him because of the cap space. I'm still a proponent of bringing him back and drafting a quarterback and learning under Eli. I'm not against that theory. I know you're probably I know what your theory is. And especially in this game, I'm sure you're gonna lash out at him, and he deserves to be lashed out at. He played horrible. And the other thing a lot of people are gonna say is they're gonna want to see Laletta down the stretch, and we'll see. I don't know what your thoughts are on that, but I'm curious to hear what you think.
So with Eli, I don't even know where to begin with Eli. The one thing that drives me insane about Eli Manning is his inconsistently. He is consistently inconsistent. He will have such a damn good game, and you're like, ooh, Eli found it. Eli found it. And then he comes out and has a game like this where he's making rookie mistakes, and he's done this for so many years. You would think 16 years in the league, 15 years in the league, he would know not to make that interception before the half. You would think he would know to protect the ball deep in his own end. Why is he trying to break out of a sack? He never, if he sniffs somebody near him, he falls on the ground. This time he decides he's going to try to do something and he loses the ball. The throws in the, how do you overthrow screen passes with no pressure in your face and no pressure on the receiver? They're 2 yards away. He overthrew Saquon Barkley. He overthrew Evan Ingram on those passes. They were terrible. He underthrows. He overthrows. He's wide. I mean, it just drives me insane. Week after week, you don't know which Eli you're getting. And see, to me, you can't win consistently with inconsistent quarterback play. And that's the one thing that drives me the most insane about Eli Manning. You watch a game like he had against the Texans, oh my God, we can't lose if he plays like that. Right. You know, if you watch the game he had against I'm trying to think of the other game he played. Well,
I mean, he had several good games. Yeah, he had several good games over this stretch. I mean, he played good against the 49ers. He had the game-winning drive. Tampa Bay was his best game probably he's had all year.
The Bears, he did as good as you can do. I mean, I'm not knocking him for the Bears game.
No, the Bears are great.
And then, of course, the Redskins. He played well last week.
Yeah.
He drives me insane. And as far as the future with him goes, this is my thing. I know he's coming back. Okay, the problem we have right now is there really is no answer at quarterback, in my opinion. There's no answer there. What do you do? Because you want to win next year. Me, I don't believe we can win with Eli Manning. I don't think we're going far with Eli Manning. I mean, maybe we could win 8-9 games. We're not going to be a Super Bowl contender with him at quarterback. You need a mobile quarterback in this league, and I know the Eli fans, and I get it. I get both sides of the argument. Baddog, he's got a bad offensive line. Baddog,
my theory with Eli Manning is this. I agree with you because I bought into the fool's gold over this stretch. I said this offensive line is really coming together. They're not close. They're not there yet to being a great offensive line. Yep. When you look, I think about old quarterbacks and how they won. John Elway was not a great quarterback his last 2 years in the league. Right. But that Denver Bronco offensive line was out of this world. And Mike Shanahan was a brilliant offensive mind. Terrell Davis was this all-world running back. And if Eli had a situation like that next year, I think he could win. But I don't think the Giants are anywhere near that kind of situation. And that's the problem. And that's why it might be time to move on. Because without a situation like that, without a situation like his brother had at the end of his career, then he's not going to be able to win. He needs as much help as he can get. And I still think if he had that, he would be able to manage a game and maybe make key plays in big situations. But I don't think the Giants are anywhere near that, and that's the problem.
Yeah, that is the problem. And then, again, that leads us to what – so this is why I've been saying I think we'll be better next year, but I don't think we compete until 2020. I don't know what to do is the problem. I want to move on from Eli because, again, the cap space, it's just 17 – he's not worth $23 million to go out there and go 7-9 again. We have been a losing team 6 out of the last 7 years, or we missed the playoffs 6 out of the last 7 years. At 5 out of the last 6 years, we've had a losing record. And we've had we've had 3 different head coaches here since 2015. We've had different general managers. We've had offensive coordinators, defense, they've come and gone. Different linemen, different linebackers, different receivers, different running backs. The one constant is Eli Manning. I don't know that the Giants can win with Eli Manning at this stage in his career because, like you said, we need a ton of help.
Yeah.
And that help isn't there. Even if we do need a center, we do need a right tackle, but I still believe that Eli Manning finds ways to make mistakes that veteran quarterbacks shouldn't make that hurt this team on a consistent basis. I don't know. I know he's coming back. I mean, the Bridgewater thing is a pipe dream for me, but at the same time, we do need to draft a quarterback because after Eli's gone, whether it be this year, which I don't think it'll be, but next year. So we go into 2020. What is the solution?
Are you I don't mean to interrupt you, but you got me thinking as you're talking. Are you leaning towards taking a quarterback? I know we've said in our past videos that you would wait till 2020 or you'd bring in a Bridgewater. Are you now leaning, even though this quarterback class, we don't have a Tua in this draft, but
No.
are you now leaning towards taking a Haskins, towards taking a Herbert in this year's draft, a lock, and have a Greer and molding them for a year or half a year under Eli? Are you now leaning towards that way?
That's the thing. And because that's what I mean. Like I don't know because before I'm like, well, I want Teddy Bridgewater in here. Just get a line, get Bridgewater. He's worked with Shermer. He's mobile. He can make throws. But is he the answer? I mean, I'm looking for I'm looking past 2019. I'm looking at the future. I want to know what's the best option for quarterback. Who gives us the best chance to win? Is that Dwayne Haskins? Is that Will Grier behind Eli Manning for a year? Yeah. And then they are the starter in 2020?
Yeah.
Is it a Teddy Bridgewater who's 26 years old and can come in here and be the guy? To me, I mean, again, you could also look at signing getting rid of Eli Manning, signing Teddy Bridgewater, and drafting a quarterback anyway.
Yeah, another guy that people talk about is Foles also.
What's that?
Nick Foles is another one people
talk about. Yeah. Nick Foles will be 30 years older, but Nick Foles will get killed behind our offensive line.
He can't move. Yeah.
And Nick Foles is probably better in Doug Peterson's system. I don't know how well he would succeed in Pat Shermer's system. Everyone will talk about Brady's a system quarterback. Like I said before, every quarterback is a system quarterback because the best coaches find the ways to get the best game plan to get the best out of their quarterback skill set. So I don't know what Eli Manning's skill set is anymore. I really don't. It's hard to say. He can't throw deep anymore. He has a really hard time making that throw into too deep coverage because he has a hard time hitting that 15-yard out on a consistent basis. He can't throw screen passes. I really don't know. And then I don't know where he'll throw a dime to Corey Coleman 40 yards on the field. I can't figure Eli Manning out.
Yeah.
He sacked he can't move at all. And to me, the way I look at it is if you took a Teddy Bridgewater, you sign him to I don't even know, 4-year deal. I don't know what the going rate is for a quarterback. And you draft the quarterback. You let Teddy Bridgewater play a year there. Teddy Bridgewater can do one of two things. He can either ball out and be really, really good and be the future of the Giants, and then you could either have your quarterback be a backup or you could trade that guy. You could trade a Dwayne Haskins. Or if Teddy Bridgewater comes in and plays really well for a year, and you decide you want to go with Dwayne Haskins, you could trade that Teddy Bridgewater and get some value for him. I mean, what did the Jets...
The only thing I'll say about if you bring in Bridgewater, I don't necessarily... I'm not against the idea. I've said it, in all our shows. 4-year deal I would definitely not do. I would do like a 2-year deal, especially with his injury history, And because if you sign him to a 4-year deal, he's not gonna take less than 13, 14 million per season.
Right.
And then if you draft a quarterback, you're gonna be paying that quarterback $6, $7, $8 million to sit on the bench for 2 or 3 years. It's like that's why me personally, that's why I actually stick with Eli for 1 more year, because I'd rather just start from scratch. I'd rather get that 20-year-old pup, 21-year-old pup, and let him learn under Eli for half a season, a full season, and let him go. That would be my strategy.
That's what I think we're going to do. Yeah. That's what I think it is. That is what I think is going to happen. Like I said, the Bridgewater thing is a pipe dream for me because, again, he's mobile. He worked with Pat Shurmur. He's young, and he ain't going to cost anything. That's why I thought he'd be a good fit here. But it's not going to happen. Eli Manning is going to come back. Pat Shurmur's already said he's starting this game, which means we're not going to look at Kyle Lauletta all year. We're not looking at him again. Right. Eli's going to play this out, which tells me Eli's coming back.
The fact that Kyle Lauletta wasn't even the backup until week 14 tells you what the Giants think of Kyle Lauletta.
Yeah.
I mean, if they thought he had talent, he would have been the backup a long time ago. And part of that probably has something to do with the arrest. But I don't think he's the guy, and I think it was a bad draft pick. I think it was a wasted draft pick. I think they could have used that on an offensive lineman or a guy in the secondary, but it is what it is. But as far as that's what I would do. That's what I would do. I would. It depends. They have to like the quarterback. I do not want them reaching. If they think Haskins is the guy, the only thing that worries Brandon Rogers, what's going on, my man? And everybody, by the way, I'm so focused on Baddog. Thank you guys for tuning into the chat. But the only thing that worries me about Haskins is he's only got about 20 starts in college. He's got a world of ability. I'm doing a video on him Friday, so I've been looking into him. Mm-hmm. Michigan, their first 11 games, they have an NFL-ready defense. They have 7 NFL players on their defense. That's what they say. They only gave up 7 passing touchdowns in their first 11 games. They play Haskins. Haskins threw 6 on him. He threw for 400 yards. They were giving up about 130 per game to other quarterbacks in the nation.
Yeah, he lit them up.
He lit them up. Now, a lot of people say it has to do with the system, Urban Meyer's system, the spread offense. He has tremendous wide receivers. So there's a lot of factors that go into it, and I don't want to get fooled. You remember how the Raiders got fooled by Jamarcus Russell when he tore up Notre Dame. So you don't want to judge a quarterback off of 1 or 2 games either. But he does have a lot of talent.
Yeah, absolutely. And as I said, let's see what he does in the Rose Bowl. Let's see what he does against Washington. Let's see how he plays on a big stage. I just want to admit real quick, I see more people in the chat. So shout out to Taylor S. The GOAT's here. Sean Mahoney's in the house. What's up, brother? How you doing? Rose Sharma's here. Thomas Hitt. Nitro Freak's in the house. MH is here. Jose Mendez. I think that Goodfellow. What's going on, my man? My man Goodfellow in the house. But Brawler's here. So, yeah, I just, like you said, I don't want to get fooled by a quarterback either because you don't want to miss on a quarterback in the first round. It sets your franchise back. I wasn't sold on any of these quarterbacks in the top 5. But we're 5-9 now. I mean, where are we drafting? 8th?
I think right now we're 7th or 8th. By the way, I saw Rayvon in there. I always see he always stops by. I want to say hello to him. What's going on, Rayvon from Virginia?
Rayvon in the house, my man.
Yeah. And Bobby asks Chris, when did you take the wrench you gave me? I didn't take it, Bobby. If it came off, I'll give it back to you again. I didn't mean to. I apologize. The real Satan says, show the TV.
Yeah, the TV.
Yeah, I mean, we can't really get a full assessment on the quarterbacks till the combine. Till we see,
right,
you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But to me, there's 3 guys that they could possibly take in the first round as of now, and that could change. Last year, people were saying at this point in time, Baker Mayfield was a second-round pick. He went first overall, so it can change. But as of now, you're looking at Herbert if he comes out. You're looking at Locke, and of course Haskins. Those are the 3 guys.
And Will Greer. Will Greer's another one. Ryan Finley's.
Yeah, Greer, I think, and I like Greer. He reminds me a bit of Baker. I don't think he's good, but that type of quarterback. From what I'm hearing, he's going to be late first, early mid-second. As of now.
Well, see, if we could get Will Greer in the second round, I'm all for that.
Yeah.
I would love to get a Will Greer in the second round, but I don't really know. I mean, because the thing is, there's talk about the Raiders taking Dwayne Haskins, too. Yeah. I mean, so you who knows? I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's the most perplexing situation with the Giants going into next season is that quarterback spot. Because Eli's going to be there. And I'm just afraid we're going to have another season like we're having this year, because I hate to say it because, I talk bad about Eli this year a lot. And I think deservedly so. People say you hate on Eli. I'm not. I'm being honest. It's just an honest assessment. I love Eli Manning. People get this wrong all the time.
I know you don't hate Eli Manning. I know you. I could listen to you. You make fair criticisms about Eli. When I go, I'm not going to point out names, but when I go on other giant YouTubers' channels, they go above and beyond to bash him, and disrespectfully so. You have honest criticisms, and when he does well, you give him credit. And your main gripe with Eli isn't even you. I think that your main gripe with Eli next year, I think if everything was a level playing field, you might even think he might be the best guy for next year's team. It's because of the money. That's your biggest problem with Eli.
The money is $23 million is my biggest problem.
Yeah,
we saved $17 million by letting him go. That is my biggest problem. But I love Eli. He's one of my top favorite Giants of all time. He is. I say it all the time. I defend him all the time. Like he's not a Hall of Famer. I'm like he's an absolute first ballot Hall of Famer. There's not a doubt in my mind. He's won 2 Super Bowl MVPs. He's top 10 in every major passing category. His last name's Manning. He's an absolute first ballot Hall of Famer. And as good as he is, being a Hall of Fame player, the guy's an even better person. He's a Hall of Fame person. He's classy. He's a fantastic teammate. He's a Walter Payton Man of the Year award winner. He does so much for charity. He's a fantastic human being.
Which is why I think it's so hard for me and a lot of the Giant fan base to let him go. Because of how great he is off the field as well as on the field.
Right.
And, that's why we all love him. That's why we love him.
That, and I think a lot of guys, younger guys, they only know Eli Manning. I mean, if you're 21 years old, Eli Manning is the only quarterback you've ever seen.
Right.
Pretty much. If you started watching football when you were 7 years old, Eli Manning's the only quarterback you've known.
Right.
If you're your age even.
Well, I remember Dave Brown. I remember.
Well, no. What I was going to say is though, Eli's the only quarterback you've seen win Super Bowls.
Yes.
So if you're 35 or younger, pretty much Eli's the one that brought you to glory. See, I'm older, so I saw Sims win one. I saw Hostetler win one, and they meant a lot to me. And again, I saw Lawrence Taylor. I try to make this point all the time that Lawrence Taylor was the greatest player I've ever seen on defense in my life. I can't even do it justice by talking about how great that man was. I had to watch him retire. I had to watch Lawrence Taylor in 1993 not even be close, be a shell of what he was in 1986. I kind of get that with Eli Manning, and I hate seeing him like this because I know what he once was. Yeah. Guys will make, the defense won those Super Bowls, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Just hating on him.
Yeah.
I don't care how good the defense was. The fact of the matter is, in both of those Super Bowls, we were down, needing a touchdown to win, and he did it both times.
Yep.
And they only talk about the Super Bowl. They don't talk about the minus 23 in Green Bay.
Yeah.
They don't talk about the beating the hell out of the 15-1 Green Bay Packers in Lambeau Field.
Yep.
They don't talk about those games where Eli Manning or the game against the Falcons.
And as we always say, the whole 2011 season, from start to finish, he made comeback victory after comeback victory. No, you're right. Eli Manning was a great quarterback. He got a bad rap because of he's a New York quarterback. I think the last name actually hurt him because everyone compared him to Peyton.
Right.
And he didn't start off great with the whole draft thing, how he forced his way to New York. I think a lot of people look down on him for that. But overall, in my opinion, he was a great Giant. Let's just take a quick look at the chat.
Sponsor time.
Your beard's weird. All right. The GOAT. I didn't have a chance to shave. I don't know if he's talking to me.
Maybe he's talking to me. Who the hell knows?
Babbitt is in the chat. Yo, am I late to the party? No, you're never late to the party, my man. Would you draft?
Begin.
Yeah, Real Satan. We were just talking about Dwayne Haskins. I think we both agree that we need to see more of him. I'm not going to... He's been great this year. I mean, he's got, 47 touchdowns and 8 picks?
Yeah, I mean, he's a Heisman finalist, so he can play.
Yeah, but the reason he has soared up draft charts, let's be real, and I like him. I've watched his tape.
The Michigan game.
Yeah, the Michigan game, he soared up the charts. And I don't want to fall in love with a player off of one game. So I want to see more. I want to see the Rose Bowl. I want to see him perform on the Combine. People get fooled. E.J. Manuel's another example. Jamarcus Russell.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah, Jamarcus Russell had that one huge game against Notre Dame, and he soared up the draft charts because of it. I don't want to fall in love with a guy because of one game.
It doesn't matter. You can watch a guy's college career and be fooled. I mean, look at Matt Leinart. I mean, you don't mean USC quarterbacks. Gangrene David's not in here, is he? Darnold stinks. Gotta throw that in there every day. I don't like USC quarterbacks.
Yeah.
I don't think they succeed in the NFL. I just don't. So a lot of times, Big 12 quarterbacks, and I'm a Big 12 guy, but Pat Mahomes is the one exception where This is a Big 12 quarterback that has completely excelled.
All right. Well, what about Baker?
Well, Baker's a rookie. Let's give Baker. Yeah. I mean, Baker's playing well, but Mahomes is blowing up.
Oh, yeah, Mahomes is the MVP.
Baker's special. Baker was definitely outside of it, but like I look like a guy like Graham Harrell that played at Texas Tech, and he put up monster numbers. Never even got never even got a snap in the NFL. He was drafted by the Packers, I believe. But there's a lot of these guys. Mason Rudolph is another one at Oklahoma State where he's great in college, but how good is he in the Landry Jones, Oklahoma. I mean, he was amazing there at Oklahoma. Landry Jones killed it. Wasn't really good in the NFL at all. Never really played. He was a backup quarterback for the Steelers. I don't even know if he's in the NFL. Sam Bradford.
Yeah.
Sam Bradford killed it.
Perfect example.
And he's not a good NFL quarterback.
The problem with Bradford was he was made of glass.
Injury prone.
Yeah.
He was injury prone in Oklahoma, too.
Yeah, absolutely. But, what do we got here? I think they should draft Chris. Such a unit. What? Such a unit. Roll Tide. Did some roll go?
Yeah, they got to bust my balls about Oklahoma. We're gonna beat the Tide. We watch Oklahoma pulling that upset.
Now the other thing that I worry about with the guy, Haskins from Ohio State, is when you go back and look at Urban Meyer's history, he's not really known for developing great NFL quarterbacks. I mean, I know he had Cam Newton on his roster, but he never played for the Gators. Tim Tebow didn't do anything in the pros.
Another guy.
Yeah, the only successful pro that he coached was Alex Smith. He coached Alex Smith in Utah all the way back in 1990. Because and a lot from what I read, what a lot of people say, the reason Urban Meyer doesn't even get offers to be a pro coach is because the system he runs is not conducive to the NFL. So. Right. I like Dwayne Haskins, though. The guy I think he's thrown 17 touchdowns this year on throws 20 yards or more in the air.
Yeah, he's got
which is an impressive stat to me.
He's got a good skill set, without a doubt. JF215 says, what if Kyler Murray declares? That's a possibility. Yes, but he is going to play baseball. He's gonna play baseball. There's no doubt. I mean, he's a top 10 overall pick in baseball. He's a 5-tool player for the Oakland Athletics. I don't want a guy. Listen, I love Kyler Murray. The toughest question people ask me is all the time: do you like Baker or Kyler Murray better? I say, let's see what Kyler Murray does in the playoffs. Then I give you my answer. But I don't want a quarterback that's going to split time. I don't want a quarterback playing two sports. I want a quarterback that either plays football or plays baseball. Russell Wilson was drafted in Major League Baseball, and he decided to play football all the time. Now, he plays spring training. Like, he's a Yankee. Yeah. He's just on the team.
Yeah.
And whatever. But he's no chance of him making a team, no chance of him playing Major League Baseball throughout the season. If Kyler Murray decided he wanted to declare, I would only take a shot at him if he decided I'm doing nothing but football. Because you don't want they have to concentrate on one sport.
Right.
A quarterback especially. I don't know if there's ever been a quarterback that's played two sports.
No chance.
As a quarterback, Brian Jordan was a safety.
Deion Sanders, you said, yeah.
So.
Yeah, no way. A quarterback, no way. But let's see.
But yes, I would love JF. I would love Kyler Murray. But he's short. I mean, he's 5'9". I don't know. I mean, Breeze is short, but I don't know, man. I love Kyler Murray. Don't get me wrong, but he's going to play baseball.
They want us to talk about Drew Lock, and I don't know how much you've seen of Drew Lock. I've looked at some tape on Drew Lock. The book on Drew Lock is a lot of people think he's the type of quarterback that is going to blow people away at the combine because he's got this monster arm. He kind of is like, not that he's the same quarterback because he's not very mobile like Josh Allen, but he's kind of like that Josh Allen type that has all these attributes that everyone thinks is going to blow away teams at the combine. I think of all the quarterbacks in this upcoming draft, he probably has the highest ceiling, but he's also the riskiest. So It's... I don't know. He's a traditional pocket passer though, which I think the Giants tend to like. But we'll see. But
again, with a bad offensive line, you don't want a traditional pocket passer. You want a guy that can run, which is why Dwayne Haskins may be your guy.
Well, the thing with Haskins though, he's not much of a runner either. He could move, but he's
I don't want a scrambler. I just want a mobile guy. Bridgewater's not a scrambler either, but he's mobile.
Yeah.
Like he can take off when he needs to. He's not like a Tyrod Taylor who's gonna look first read, second read, not there. I'm taking off.
Right.
Not that type of guy. So, I don't really know. Again, I'm not really sold on any of these quarterbacks in the draft. Justin Herbert was my guy. I don't think Justin Herbert's declaring. I actually think Justin Herbert would benefit from another year at Oregon anyway. Yeah, I think he would benefit from playing his senior year. I think his draft stock would rise. Although, I mean, he'd have to go against Tua next year. And I don't know. And besides that, I really don't know another quarterback that's like going to come out next year that's high on the board. Like, Tua's all I hear about all the time. So everyone's like, Giants Tua in 2020.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah.
It's very intriguing what the Giants are going to do at quarterback.
Yeah, but out of all the guys to me in this year's draft, if I had to pick one right now today, and this could change in 2 months, it would be Haskins if he declared. Not Haskins, rather, Herbert if he declared. Yes. Because I don't think Herbert has the highest ceiling, but I think he's by far the safest. I would be surprised if he's not at least an average NFL quarterback. So he'd be the guy I would pick probably if I was taking a quarterback.
Right. Also, I think Herbert has the mental game to play in New York. He's not on social media. He ignores all that crap. He's a very quiet guy. He's got that Eli Manning type of quiet leadership. Not going to say the wrong thing to the media. Not going to throw people under the bus. You know, like the media loves to do that to Beckham. Like, the media will throw that out there because they know Beckham's going to bite at it.
Right.
So they ask him these questions on purpose because they want Beckham to say the wrong thing. And Beckham, I don't think Beckham intentionally tries to hurt people. I don't think Odell Beckham's like, I'm going to throw him under the bus. I think Beckham just answers honestly. Like, he's not thinking, man, if I say this, I'm going to rub this guy the wrong way. I'm just going to say what I'm thinking. It's not like he's intentionally trying to hurt Eli Manning or intentionally trying to hurt Pat Sherman. I think he's just frustrated and saying, I don't like the play calling. He needs to play, whatever. Where Eli Manning is just going to always say the right thing. Mm-hmm. Whether he believes what he's saying or not, you'll never get Eli Manning to say anything negative about anybody. I think Justin Herbert has that kind of mentality, and I think that succeeds in New York.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of guys ask me, do you think if the Giants would have kept Philip Rivers, would he have been better than Eli Manning? I said no, because Philip Rivers could never handle the New York media.
Nope.
Never.
And he never. And I still say this to this day. I don't think he had the arm strength to play in New York in the Meadowlands. I really don't. I really don't. And let's see.
Thank you, John. Appreciate that.
Yeah. Thank you to everybody who's tuned into the chat. Please hit that thumbs up for Baddog, by the way. It does help him out. And sub him up. I mean, it's his channel. I'm telling you to sub him up, but sub him up.
Yes, and also, guys, again, if I said this at the beginning of the stream, but make sure you go into the description box, underneath the video. Make sure you sub up the Entertainer Talkin Sports. The link to his channel is in the description. Also, you can follow me and Chris on the Twitters. I got both of our Twitters in the description box. Make sure you follow up the Entertainer and the dog on the Twitters. Make sure you follow us on the Twitters.
The Twitters. And Stealth brings up something. We've been tearing him apart, and I was shocked. Landon Collins made the Pro Bowl.
That tells you what a joke the Pro Bowl is. Listen, don't even get me started on Landon Collins, okay? I got enough negative energy for this show. I don't need to go into that guy. Landon Collins, I'm going to say this about Landon Collins. I hope he's played his last game as a New York Giant, okay? I don't like Landon Collins. I'm not a fan. He can walk. He's going to get all that safe. I don't like him. I just don't like him as a player.
I really think the Giants are going to franchise him. I really do.
I do too.
Yeah, I think they'll franchise him, and then I think he'll probably go after that. I think he'll have one more year as a Giant.
Maybe they franchise. Maybe they can trade him, get some value.
Yeah, maybe. Let's see what we got here. Rivers could have won a Super Bowl in New York. I don't think so, John. I really don't think.
I don't think so either.
I don't think Rivers would have won a Super Bowl here. I really don't. People forget that Rivers, he had and granted he had to go through Brady, but so did Eli. But Rivers had a 3 or 4 year stretch where he had the best team in football by a mile. I mean, that San Diego team was stacked, and he never even made a Super Bowl. Yeah. So I mean, I don't think so. I really don't think Rivers would have won a Super Bowl here.
I don't either, because again, I think if he would have played poorly in one of those playoff games, and the New York media is going to tear you up, again, then Phil Rivers would have lashed out, and he just wouldn't have fit here. Yeah. Like I said, it takes a certain guy to fit in New York. It's a tough place to play. If you're great, they will love that. We will love the hell out of you. But if you're bad, because again, I'm not going to say New York fans are the most knowledgeable, but we know what the hell we watch.
We're the most passionate.
I think we're definitely the most passionate. But we're also, people can say whatever. We have a bad rap as New Yorkers. You're pushy, you're arrogant, all this. Well, we are. I mean, that's real. Yeah. I mean, that's where the stereotype comes from. But we also know sports. we love our teams and we want our teams to win. But if you do poorly here, you're going to get honest criticism, and it's just how it is. We're not Atlanta where who cares? We're in the playoffs. We ain't even selling out. This guy stinks. Well, who cares? You stink in New York.
Yeah.
And you're getting paid a lot. You are going to get crushed, not just by the fans, but the media is going to lay into you.
Yeah.
Philip Rivers could have never handled that.
And I completely agree with that. And John says that the New York had a much better defense. I'll just say this: you can't even make an argument for either one of those two Super Bowls that Eli had that he had a top, probably even 5 roster in football on either one of those seasons, and he won a Super Bowl. Rivers had the best roster in football, in my opinion, for at least 2 years, and he never won. So, even media aside, arm strength aside, if he came to New York, Rivers had the best team in football for at least 2 years, and he didn't win. So, I disagree. I don't think he ever would have won a Super Bowl here.
Yeah, I mean, guys got to remember, in 2011, we had the 30th ranked defense in the league.
Yeah.
30th!
Yeah.
We were 30th ranked on defense.
And the worst run offense.
And the worst, 32nd rush offense.
Yeah.
Eli Manning should have won the MVP in 2011.
100% should have won. Let's see what we got here. Giants did win. Oh, no, they didn't. No, they didn't, Blood Red Snake. They wanted Eli. Go back and read the book. I read the book cover to cover of Ernie Accorsi. They were dying for Eli Manning. Ben was their second choice.
Yes.
Ernie Accorsi said he was studying Eli from his junior year in college, and he couldn't. He said, word for word, maybe this isn't, maybe I'm paraphrasing a bit, but he said in his 30 or 40 years, whatever it is, of scouting football, he had never seen a quarterback at the college level who had a clutch factor about him more so than Eli Manning. He loved Eli Manning. Yeah.
And that paid dividends because Eli is clutch. Eli showed he's clutch.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Ben Roethlisberger thing was this: if the Giants could not have gotten Eli Manning, then they were high in Ben Roethlisberger.
Yes, they were. He was.
That was the quarterback they were going to get had San Diego not made the trade. As a matter of fact, the Giants were ready to draft Roethlisberger from what I remember, and that's when San Diego came to them and said, "Hey, do you want to make this trade?" And we did end up giving up a first-round pick, and that ended up being Sean Merriman, who ended up being a pretty damn good linebacker for San Diego. But like I said, Eli was the guy for New York. I mean, he won 2 Super Bowls.
And you bring up and Ben. Who knows if Ben would have made it here? Because Ben, of course, had the whole rape allegations.
Yeah, oh God, he would have got killed.
He would have got killed at the media for that. Who knows? I mean, Ben, his first Super Bowl was not a good quarterback. He was a good game manager. He played horrible in that Super Bowl.
He did.
Who knows? You don't know that if Ben would have won any Super Bowls here. It worked out perfectly for us. We got 2 Super Bowls. I'm thrilled we got them. But it is time to start thinking about moving on.
Yeah.
I mean, we have to come
I tell everybody that hates on Eli Manning, I say, if you draft a quarterback in the first round and he puts up the career Eli Manning put up, there is no way in hell you'd be disappointed. Yeah. You can't possibly tell me when a team drafts a quarterback that if you said you're going to draft this quarterback in the first round, they're going to be in the top 10 in every major passing category in the history of the NFL, and they're going to win 2 Super Bowls. You can tell me that guy sucks? There is no way any team, if I just said that and didn't say a name, that any fan would say, oh, that guy sucks. That's why I know it's BS when people hate on Eli Manning and say, oh, he sucks, he was lucky. Bullshit. Yeah. He was not lucky.
Yeah, and another thing I'm thinking about, Ben, as we're talking, Ben behind the Giants' offensive line that they've had over the last 6 or 7 years with his injury history might be out of the league.
Yeah.
So Eli was the perfect fit. It worked out. He had the perfect personality for New York. But it's time to start thinking about
Ventura variety. I agree with you. It's over. I agree. I said that earlier. And Chris will tell you, every week we do a show, every week I talk about moving on. I'm done with Eli.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, I don't hate Eli. I am ready. You're right, Ventura. It's over. It's over. I agree. It's time to move on. We have to move on eventually anyway.
Eli at best has 1 more year. That's at best. And it most likely will be a Kurt Warner situation, where they would bring in a quarterback and unless things took off. If things took off, you let it roll. If they're 6-2, 7-1, even 5-3, maybe whatever. But if they start off 4-4 or worse, you go with the rookie. That's where Eli is.
I'm reading a comment here by West Coast 57257, who's a Niner fan. Says Eli had Kyle Williams. I'm going to tell you something about that game, okay? If you didn't respect Eli Manning after that 2011 NFC Championship game, you're not a fan of football. You didn't watch the game. That dude threw 58 times against one of the best defenses in football. Threw over 300 yards, 2 touchdowns, no turnovers, and got knocked down about 30 times. And every time he got up, he pulled the sod out of his helmet and got his ass up there and threw it again and again and again.
Yep.
If there was no game in the history of Eli Manning's history, that game right there.
I'm getting goosebumps just hearing you talk about the game. That's how much that's how much appreciation I have from after that game.
Yes, that signifies his career. I'm getting goosebumps. My hair is because what he did for that team in that game tells you all you need to know about his toughness, about his character, and about the linemen say he didn't go back to them and complain, protect me. He said he just got up, he didn't say anything, he pulled his shoulder pad back in, he pulled a side out of his helmet, he'd get up, he'd throw it again. That game right there, to me, is a signature moment in Eli Manning's career. That is everything you need to know about him as a player, about his toughness, about his personality, about him being a teammate. That freaking game is everything you need to know about Eli Manning. Has nothing to do with Kai Williams. Did we get a break there? Kai Williams should have held on to the damn ball. But he didn't.
Babbitt says my chest hairs are standing up.
But that's the thing, you know. So,
but we're talking about a lot about Eli. We talked a little bit about the draft. Let's talk a little bit about this week's game. I know we're out of the playoffs. I know a lot of Giants fans probably want to lose it. I don't want to. I want them to go out there. I want them to play tough. And I don't think they're going to win this game. This game is going to be very tough to win. The Colts are hitting on all cylinders. They just shut out the Cowboys. And Andrew Luck this year, he's an MVP candidate. He really is. He's been unbelievable. He's back to his old self. And I'll tell you one thing about the Colts. They're not a team I'd want to see in the first round of the playoffs. This is a very good team. And at home, they're even better. It's going to be a very tough game for the Giants to win.
Absolutely. Andrew Luck, again, mobile guy, not a scrambler. Mobile guys kill the Giants. I think he's comeback player of the year, without a doubt. Thank you so much for the super chat there, Anthony. I don't even want to attempt to pronounce that. Machuca? But thank you for the super chat, my man. I really appreciate it. I don't know if I botched your last name or not, man. Some of these last names I can't say. But thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate it, my man. Yeah, so...
I don't mean to interrupt you. Meet the Mets made me laugh. He said, I'm going to go rewatch the NFC Championship game till I fall asleep.
Yeah, you're not going to fall asleep because you're going to get pumped up, Mets. You're going to sit there going, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. What the hell were we just talking about?
What's up, Joe Luck? We were talking about Andrew Luck.
Oh, right. So I think Andrew Luck's comeback player of the year. And before he got... I'm glad to see him doing well. I'm glad because I love Andrew Luck. Years ago... Somebody would have said, "Hey, Baddog, you want to build? You're going to start you're going to build your own franchise. Who are you building around?" I would have said Andrew Luck. 3 years ago, I would have said I'm building my franchise around Andrew Luck before all these injury problems. I'm happy that he's succeeding. It's good to see him back to his normal self. He is playing like an MVP candidate. Marlon Mack's been really good for them, and of course, Eric Ebron's had a breakout season. And we all know the Giants struggle against really good tight ends. It is going to be a really difficult game for the Giants, and they really have nothing to play for at this point. I don't think we'll get shut out again. I don't think that's going to happen.
They'll put up some points, yeah.
Because people said this on my stream. They said this on, in my comments section. Eli Manning plays very poorly in bad weather. Really does. That's why New York's not conducive to Eli Manning because the weather sucks here for the last 2 months of the season. But this is a controlled environment. I think the Giants will be able to run with Barkley. I really do. I think they'll be able to. I think they have to. Another thing guys are saying, he was averaging 2 yards a carry. That's why they stopped running it. They couldn't run the ball. You have got to constantly give him the ball.
You can't give up.
Because we all know, we've seen it. That guy can take it 7 yards at a time.
I think another aspect to why they weren't able to run more was the same problem they had when they played the Eagles in the second half. They were getting so many penalties that were backing them up. That were backing them up to 2nd and 15, 1st and 20,
right?
And that was a big factor too.
Yeah, that's a good call on that. But again, it's gonna be a tough game, and then the Colts are fighting for their playoff life. I don't know how we go in there and win either. Well, I do know how we go in there and win. We say it every show: run the ball, win the turnover battle, and let Eli Manning be a game manager and no penalties.
Yeah, and special teams has to play well. Last week, special teams did not. They did not.
Every facet of the game, we sucked.
Yeah.
Plain and simple, we sucked. And, we got so many breaks in that game. We were only down 7-0. We should have been down 24-0 at halftime. We were down 7-0.
Yeah.
Had a great chance. How much do I bench? I say like 110-pound dumbbells are the most I can do. I don't bench because it's bad for your shoulders. I use dumbbells, not barbells. I use dumbbells, not barbells. But it's gonna be tough, dude. I think we'll give them a game.
Yeah.
But at the end, I think we're gonna lose. By something like 28-20. I could see something like that happening. The Colts are a damn good team. Colts are a good team.
I'm going to be honest with this prediction. I actually, I think it's going to be worse than that. I think the Colts right now, they had that one hiccup. I forgot who they lost to, but they lost to a bad team. And there you go. You got another one. There you go.
Oh, thank you, One John Roberto. Much appreciated, my man. Guys, appreciate the content, but I'm off to bed. I'll tell you what, One John Roberto, I wish I could do that some night. After this show, I got to tape another show. I'm going to go to bed about 1 o'clock, get my 4.5 hours sleep. I never stop. I don't get tired.
This guy's an animal. But One Giant Rebuttal, I appreciate the compliment too, because you said guys. So yes, I appreciate you, yes. One Giant Rebuttal. And by the way, I want to give him a shout out because he always does tune into my videos. He just started a YouTube channel. And One Giant Rebuttal, I actually really do enjoy his channel. I don't know if you've checked it out.
I did. I shouted him out a few times.
Yeah, that's right. You did. That's right. You did. Yeah. He's got.
And I noticed he went from 21 subscribers to 52. So I must have helped out a little bit.
Yeah. Hopefully,
guys, if you're Giants fans, especially, make sure you sub up One Giant Rebuttal. Make sure you check out that channel. Make sure you sub him up because, as I told him, we're Giants fans, man. We're family. The Giants fans are family. Goose, I don't play Fortnite. You know that. These are just the questions I get every stream. They're joking around, though.
Yeah, no, I know. Bavith, he doesn't play Madden. We've talked about that before. But we have said it would be really funny if we played against each other because we wouldn't know what the hell we were doing.
Yeah. Whoa, how did I just spin? What did I just do?
But
why did you throw it intentionally out of bounds?
What we just talked. I think that game's going to be a bit of a blowout, to be honest, because they had a hiccup. I forget who it was against, and they narrowly lost at home to Miami like 3 or 4 weeks ago. But before that, they were killing teams.
The Jets beat them. That was a hiccup.
Yeah, that was early in the season, though, right?
Yeah. That was. The Jets scored 42 on them, I think.
But since the Colts have gotten that run game established with Marlon Mack, and you saw it last week, they got back to that. If he runs the football, they're deadly. If the Giants cannot stop Marlon Mack in this game, they're going to lose by at least 20.
Listen, if any team can run the ball, they're deadly.
Yeah.
That's how you win.
Yeah, but especially them with Andrew Luck at quarterback in the dome, the Giants are dead if they allow Marlon Mack to have a good game. They will lose that game by 20 points.
I agree. Kid Blue, thank you for the comment. Kid Blue RB27 says, this show is so great. LOL, great job, guys. Thank you, man. Really, really appreciate that. Really appreciate it, brother. Man.
Thank you.
We love doing this, man. It's a lot of fun. So, again, appreciate you guys all joining us tonight. It means a lot to us, man.
Oh, of course. Legmo, the guy I love, he always tunes in my shows. He says, do another video with Kid Blue. Kid Blue's going to be on the channel as much as I can get him on. I love Kid Blue. I'm sure I'll go on his channel once in a while, for sure.
Somebody told me Kid Blue was 21 years old. I said, what? I was like 16. I didn't think he was 21.
Yeah, everybody was saying that in the stream.
So I said 16, 17 right now. He was like, he's 21. I'm like, I can't see him drinking a beer.
I asked him.
Kid Blue, here's to you, my man.
I asked him to prove it to the audience, but he said he doesn't drink. So, but, he is 21.
Drink one for you. Or two.
What'd you say? I didn't hear what you said.
Oh, I said, that's all right, Kid Blue. I'll drink one for you, or two.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
But, and then as far as, the one thing I'm really looking forward to this week is that Tampa Bay-Dallas game. Because if Tampa Bay beats them, which I don't think they will, but if they do, we can end Dallas' season the last week of the year. And that is the one thing that I'm really looking forward to having the possibility of doing. That would be
awesome. If we could end Dallas' season. But, man, hopefully if we end Dallas' season, it's in favor of the Redskins. That's all I'm saying. Listen, I love the Eagle fans in my streams, in my chats. Like I said, my live stream chat is awesome. And a lot of them are Cowboys and Eagles fans. And I love the guys in my chat. They're great. But there are so many other Eagle fans out there that I just can't with.
Baddog, 1 second. My sister actually just texted me. She told me to open the door.
I see that.
let me go do that. I'll be right back. Just keep the chat occupied.
All right. Let me keep the chat occupied because I don't know what's going on. Oh, let's see. We can see what's going on. Oh, me open the door. Where'd he go? He disappeared. I hope everything's okay. She said seriously. Anyway, guys, so, all right, let's see what's going on in the chat. He did open the door. He went out there. Hope everything's all right. Thank you, Mike. I really appreciate that. But we need to add a female for extra comment. Well, the sister must be outside the door. Maybe you can bring her in, and she can join us for the commentary. There's when and where do I do my pick'em videos? So tonight, after this show, I will be on the Sports Fury with Philly 500. It's a taped show, though. It's not a live show. It's a taped show. So we're going to do that. Usually, Philly Sports Fury, they'll have their pick'em videos up Wednesday morning around 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the morning, 10 o'clock in the morning Eastern Standard Time. So we're going to, after this show, I'm going to get with them about 11:30. We're going to do the pick'em video, and that'll be up tomorrow morning sometime on the Sports Series channel. Like I said, probably around 9, 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So something like that. What round do you see Hollywood Brown get? I think Hollywood Brown is a first-round pick, Southern. I really do. He's got first-round talent. The only thing about Hollywood Brown is he's a little smaller, and his skills are raw. But I think Hollywood Brown, I could see Hollywood Brown going to the Eagle, to be honest with you. So, we'll see. Yes, William, you know your hoes are allowed at the Christmas dinner table. Show the game. Okay, I got Curly eating a sandwich on my screen right now. You want to see Curly and Mo? They were talking about pig Latin. Is everything okay?
Yeah, that's what happens when you do live. Anything can happen. Yeah, no, my sister got locked out of the apartment, so I had to go run down and let her in.
Oh, the guys in the chat were just saying we needed a female to bring an extra sub. I said, the sister's out there. Maybe she can join us. Because she said open the door, and then she said, seriously, and I'm like, oh, shit, is something wrong?
But, so, what's with the, I haven't tried those rolled golds yet.
They're good, man. They're hot. Like hot pretzels, man.
So what are they, just like regular pretzels, but they have a little extra spice to them?
They're thin. Here, I'll open them up. Everyone always, hey, guys, you want some pretzels? Anyway, you said everything can happen on a live stream? I know. My wife was shopping. I have a kid down here before the Giants game. Had to change a poop diaper. Anything can happen. Here you go. Retry.
There you go. Thank you.
No, but they're just thin pretzels.
Just with a little extra spice to them.
Oh, they're spicy. They're like the hot Cheetos.
Very cool, very cool.
Guys are always like, Baddog, you eat them? No, I don't eat on camera. But I haven't eaten them lately because they were damn good. I'm not going to lie.
One thing I want to say, I saw the Nick Cat behind you that I'm really looking forward to is doing that basketball stream on Friday.
Absolutely, guys, yes. One thing the entertainer and I have done, yeah, exactly, QC. Poop diaper, spicy roll goes. Same shit. One thing the entertainer and I have also started doing, we started doing it last Friday on my channel. Him and I are going to do the West Coast game every Friday night, as long as it's nationally televised. We're going to alternate channels. So this Friday on the Entertainer's channel, and again, if you're not subscribed to him, please make sure you go in the my description. The link to his channel is in that description. Make sure you sub him up also. You can follow both of us on the Twitters. We're both on the Twitters. I got both of our Twitters links in the description, so make sure you sub them up, following us both on Twitter. But we're going to do Lakers-Pelicans. We're going to do it on his channel. It should be awesome. We had so much fun doing that. He does the play-by-play. I do the color analyst part.
Yeah, but you're damn good at it. You make me laugh sometimes. You screw up my calls with the.
That's part of it, though. That's why someone told me I should have been a wrestling commentator or whatever they said. Like, good God Almighty, he's broken in half. Stop. But yeah. That's what happened. So, but definitely check it out because, like I said, we're gonna every Friday night we're gonna do that. The week after, I believe the Lakers play the Clippers. That'll be on my channel. But I had such a good time doing that. I can't wait. Like after we did that the first night, I'm like, I can't wait to do it again.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun. Yeah. I can't. We always say it. I can't wait to do the baseball games with you. It's gonna be a lot of. It's gonna be.
Yeah, the baseball game's gonna be awesome too.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Sub them up, sub me up, because we're gonna be working together a lot.
Yeah.
All season long, all year long. We'll be doing basketball together. We talk about doing college basketball, maybe a bracket show together, the draft.
Yeah, one thing I think would be cool, and we'll figure it out. But the bracket thing, I think everybody in the audience should fill out a bracket, and I don't know how we would do it. Maybe we could set something up on like ESPN or CBSSports.com where we get say 50, 60 people, and the winner gets like a prize.
Yeah,
I think that'd be cool to do. Something
that
like
would be cool. Yes, absolutely. Yep.
Let's see what we got here. Should we rest OBJ the rest of the season? William Watson asks. That's a good question. That is a very good question because I'll say this: if he's not 100%, you don't play him. 90%, I don't play him. He's got to be 100%.
There's no reason to play him.
Yeah.
There's no reason to play him, William. We're out of the playoffs.
Yeah.
At this point, we're playing for pride. I mean, we got two really tough games coming up. I don't. If like you said, if he's not 100%, there is no reason to put him out there. Why get him more injured?
Yeah.
The thing that's worrying me, man, is it seems like this guy's becoming injury prone. He was injured his rookie season. He had the hamstring. Then he broke his ankle. Now he's got this quad contusion. He's had other injuries.
It's every year. It's every year.
I don't like it. It's bothering me right now.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. But Bavit says play Laletta. The thing is, I'm not against that. Because we've said it for weeks. We've said we do want to assess the quarterback position before we draft. But at this point, and I think Baddog agrees, I don't think the Giants think highly of Laletta. I don't. I really don't. They didn't bring him as the number 2 until week 13, whatever it was. Then they put him back to the 3. So I don't see them playing Laletta. I don't.
Yeah, Laletta's not our guy. I mean, I know he only threw 5 passes against Washington, and I understand it wasn't the first string guys, but my God, he was bad. And he was bad in preseason. He doesn't have – Kylo Laletta does not have a good arm.
No,
you need a good arm in the Meadowlands or MetLife, whatever the hell it's called, in New Jersey, because this time of year, you get a lot of wind. It's 20 to 30 miles an hour. You're getting sleet. You're getting snow. The ball is, it's cold. The ball is slick. If you can't throw the ball through that wind,
you can't make it. Yeah, you can't make it.
And that's the thing.
That's a great point. And that's
you don't have the arm to play there.
That's why he was a horrible pick. He really was because of that. People said he has a worse arm than Alex Smith. They should have known not to draft a guy like that to play in those elements. It was a bad pick. You bring up a great point.
Gettleman's human. You're going to make a mistake.
No, I mean, I love Gettleman.
Yeah.
You know that. We always say
that.
Yeah,
yes, absolutely.
The guy made 2 mistakes. He wasted a 4th-round draft pick and Jonathan Stewart. Other than that, he had a perfect offseason.
I think part of the Jonathan Stewart thing was just bringing him in here for leadership for Saquon Barkley.
A mentor. And I'll tell you, I mean, maybe not the money factor, but when they got Stewart, I thought it was a pretty good signing because I thought they'd be able to use him on 3rd and short situations, 3rd and goal, at the goal line, 1 yard to go. I thought he fit that mold, and he was known as one of the superior blocking backs in football. So I understood the move when they made it. It just didn't work out.
Yeah. Jose says, hey, Baddog, you're going to stream the Pro Bowl selection. No, I'm not. I won't have anything to do with the Pro Bowl. I just think the Pro Bowl is a joke. I have not watched the Pro Bowl. God, I don't even remember the last time I watched it. I don't remember the last time I watched the Pro Bowl.
Pro Bowl's a waste of time. The Pro Bowl's a waste of time.
Yeah. Like you said, Landon Collins is in it. It's a joke.
Yeah. Landon Collins does not belong anywhere near a Pro Bowl. It's a popularity contest, just like every All-Star game. Just like every All-Star game. The only All-Star game I still enjoy watching is the baseball one, and even that one I don't get that much of a thrill, but it's probably my favorite one. I agree. Yeah, and the basketball one I like the dunk contest and 3-point contest, but not the game itself.
The dunk contest is much better when I was growing up.
Well, yeah, Dominique Wilkins, Jordan, yeah.
Yeah, Sean Kemp back in the day.
Yeah, well, Vince Carter was great. Remember that one?
Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
Yeah. But let's see what we got here. Will you guys stream the Senior Bowl? That's a decent question there. That could be an interesting game for us to watch for the quarterbacks.
Definitely could.
I don't know when that is. That's actually.
Not sure. I think that's got to be after the bowl games. It might be the week after. I'm not exactly sure either when that is.
That's not a bad suggestion. How is Tim Couch? Tim Couch is awful.
Yeah, he's pretty bad. Cox and Ertz are in the Pro Bowl. Well, I mean, Ertz is the best tight end in football, in my opinion.
Yeah, he's definitely up there. Ertz, yeah, I'm trying to think if there's a better.
I mean, Kelsey's up there, Kittle's up there, but I think Ertz is better than both of them. I mean, Ertz went over 1,000 yards, or had 100 receptions. He has 100 receptions already.
Ertz is it's either him or Kelsey, I think. You can't have Gronk up there anymore.
No, Gronk is too injury prone, man.
Yeah.
He really is. He definitely is.
Bavit says Evan Ingram is the best tight end.
Yeah, he's the best one to drop him. What's up, Punkum? How you doing, my man?
What's going on, Pumpkin? Thank you, Punkum. I always call you Punk. I always call you Pumpkin. Thank you.
I like it's called the Unreal Jamie Urinal Jamie last week, don't it?
Yeah. Oh, that's right, Urinal Jamie. Yeah.
What were you drinking? How did I go through 2 beers already? This is why you don't put beer in a glass.
It really does go down much quicker.
It really does.
Yeah. Let's see what we got here.
Trade for Wentz. Yeah, I wish.
That I'll tell you this. That is going to be an interesting dilemma. All right, let's put our Eagles hats on for a second. Right now, they're 8-6. Nick Foles played He played well, right? let's say the Eagles go on a little streak here.
I think they're 7-7.
I'm sorry, 7-7. My apologies. Yeah. Let's say they go on a little streak here and they get into the playoffs with him at quarterback. Then they win a game or two. Let's say they somehow get to the NFC title this game. I don't think they're going to win a Super Bowl, but let's say they get to the NFC title game this year with Foles. You're at a dilemma then, because Foles now won you a Super Bowl. He played good. Wentz has had 2 bad injuries. Do you start thinking about making Foles the guy? It's an interesting situation.
You could. Let me just address this by Beef there. Says this guy Baddog loves it a great Evan Ingram, yet doesn't acknowledge his game. I absolutely acknowledged his game last week against Redskins. Absolutely acknowledged it 100%. Said he had a great game. Said, can you imagine what the Giants' offense would do if Evan Ingram came out to play every week the way he played against Redskins? Listen, I will rip players when they are bad and when they do bad things, but I will give them complete credit every time they do something good, and I completely put respect on his name last week. Absolutely. Every guy was bad this week. Every guy. You know, Evan Ingram, like we said, Evan Ingram played good. Like, that was the best thing we could do.
Yeah,
he had a decent game. He was okay. That was the best guy. He's probably the best player on our team this year.
Yeah, he was probably the player of the game, but that's not saying much.
Playboy in the house. Playboy, where's the president? He needs to come in, too. But I absolutely do put respect on his name when he plays well. But yes, to get back to your point, Chris, about Wentz and Foles, it's definitely him beating the Rams alone, which I felt like before I started that stream on Sunday night, I said the Eagles were probably going to win. It just seemed like that was the way the NFL was going this weekend. I think I got like 5 picks right, if I'm lucky.
Yeah, I got 6 right. I was embarrassed.
So bad.
Yeah.
So bad. It's a great question. There have been Eagle fans that have been itching to get Foles back in there before this whole thing happened with Wentz. And there's guys that love Carson Wentz. I mean, Foles is 30 years old. He'll be 30 next year. I think he's 29. So he'll be 30 years next. So he's got probably a good at least 5 or 6 years. He has won the Super Bowl. I mean, he did win that Super Bowl.
And he played great in that Super Bowl.
He played great in the playoffs.
Yeah.
The whole playoffs, he was on fire.
Yeah.
Maybe not so much against Atlanta, but after that game against Minnesota, he killed it. Killed it, and then again, and then the Super Bowl, he was amazing. I think you might have. I mean, you might have to consider it because again, Foles might fit Peterson's system better than Wentz does.
But here's the thing: Foles is a free agent next year. And if they do decide, the only way I think this becomes a possibility, the Eagles have to make the playoffs and go on a little bit of a run.
Yeah.
But if that were to happen, to bring back Foles, you're going to have to pay him $20 million a year. He's going to get that on the
open. Oh, God,
he's going to get that.
Somebody's going to offer money.
Yeah. So the only
way...
The
Raiders?
Yeah.
The Broncos? The Bucks? The Jacksonville Jaguars?
Someone will do it. Someone will do it. And for them to bring back Foles for that much, you're going to have to trade Carson Wentz. You can't keep both on the payroll. So... It's an interesting dilemma if it happens. I don't think it will. I don't even think the Eagles are going to make the playoffs. But if it ever did happen, that would be interesting.
I've told the Eagle fans right away. I said this 3 or 4 weeks ago. I'll give you our first-round pick for Carson Wentz right now. You give me Carson Wentz, I'll give you our first-round pick. I don't give a damn if we're top 10 or not. I will give the Giants' first-round pick away for Carson Wentz. You give me Carson Wentz.
I'm with you.
I'll take a shot at him and his injury problems. You give me Carson. I will take that guy like that. Give me Carson Wentz. You can have our first-round pick because Carson Wentz is better than any quarterback in this draft.
Yeah.
And he can start immediately.
Yeah.
I'll take him.
I'm with you on that.
I'll take him. They run the Giants. Aaron Rodgers is old, and he is another guy that's he's getting beat up. So.
Yeah, Wentz is better than Goff. Wentz to me reminds me of Andrew Luck. He has that mobility. He's got a I think Andrew Luck's better. When he's at full strength, but yes, but he reminds me of him. He's that type of quarterback.
Mahomes reminds me. Well, I take Mahomes.
Oh yeah, Mahomes, absolutely, especially because he doesn't have the injury problems.
Yeah, and he's younger on top of him.
Yeah,
and he doesn't cost as much money because he was a 10th overall pick rather than a 2nd overall pick.
Good point. Yeah,
but I mean, listen, if the Eagles said, give us your number 9 overall pick for Carson Wentz, done.
Oh, not even a thought.
Not even.
Yeah. The Giants.
The Eagles are in a great situation.
Yeah. No, they are.
Foles is a free agent. Now you're either going to sign him or he's gone.
Right. Well, it's kind of a similar situation between Sims and Hostetler. Not identical, but similar.
Right.
Well, they obviously stayed with Sims, but
the only thing is, Foles wasn't good as a starter. Where was he with? Was he with the Rams?
Well, he started with the Eagles. He was good there.
Right, but he went
under the Chip Kelly offense. Then he went to the Rams.
And he wasn't as good.
Yeah, no,
he wasn't good with the Rams. He may, like I said, he may fit Peterson's system. Whereas if he goes to Jacksonville, he may suck in that system.
Good point.
If he goes to, are they going to be in Los Angeles again? Or are they going to Vegas? When the hell are the Raiders moving? But if he goes to the Raiders, he might not be good there.
Yeah,
he might not be good in Denver. Like Denver might want to say Case Keenum blows. Let's get Nick Foles, and he might not be good in Denver.
Yeah,
you don't know. I'm
not a big Carr guy, but the way he's played down the stretch, I think the Raiders are going to stick with Carr at least for next year. I don't see them drafting a quarterback. I really don't.
Not if they pick number 1 overall. I think they're going to go with Bosa for the simple fact they let Khalil Mack go, and then you get another edge rusher there. So
yeah.
What up, Richard? How you doing? So
Drew Lock is a very good quarterback. We talked about him earlier. We had Jeff Fisher on. Yeah, you did. He's a horrible coach. Horrible coach.
Oh yeah, he's awful.
Yeah. Foles can handle and throw under pressure. Yeah, Foles has been he's a good quarterback. He is. Well, no, Foles didn't just have a good season with Philly the first time around. Foles had one of the best statistical years in the history of football. He had
27 touchdowns, 2 picks.
Yeah, it was the second best QB rating in the history of football for a single season. Of course, a lot of that had to do with the system of Chip Kelly, but it was a very impressive season.
Yeah.
Richard Cranium says, "What are we? We're just talking football right now. We're taking questions from the chat."
Right.
William Watson says, "Landon Collins to linebacker." A lot of people have brought that up. I could see it. I said that at the beginning of the year. I said that I thought he would fit well in that money backer role, like the Buchanan on the Cardinals, under the same defensive system, and he does. He does make good plays up at the line of scrimmage. The problem with him is pass coverage.
Yeah, that's why I've said the same thing.
Yeah.
Put him in that Dion Buchanan role. The closer to the line of scrimmage Landon Collins gets, the better he is.
Yeah.
He'd be a small linebacker, but he covers like a linebacker anyway. You really wouldn't want a linebacker playing safety. You know what I mean? You don't want Alec Ogletree going out there and being a strong safety. You don't want him doing that. Landon Collins plays strong safety like a linebacker.
Yeah.
He has horrible ball awareness. He has terrible coverage skills. He has bad hands, too. He's better off playing near the line of scrimmage, and like you said, just being able to drop off in coverage. But you watch him get, to me, I've never been a big Landon Collins fan. I think he had a fluke year in 2016. I think he had 8 good games. Guy in the chat that was here earlier, Sean Mahoney, mentioned this in my stream, and it was perfect. Right place, right time. Those first 8 games of 2016. It was the right place, right time. But besides that 8-game block in 2016, he has not been good. He was bad his rookie year. I felt like he quit, and he was horrible last year. And this year, again, not really good.
Right.
And the George Kittle game, that was it for me.
Yeah.
I watched George Kittle absolutely make him look like an idiot, like he never played football before.
Right.
And Landon Collins is going to get a big contract. I don't want him here. I just don't. And again, I mentioned this last week a couple times. I feel like Landon Collins just brings some kind of negative. I don't know what it is about him. I don't know. I don't know how he's perceived in a locker room. Like I said, I felt like he quit last year. I felt like he was a big reason that the secondary had it out with Ben McAdoo. I don't know. To me, he makes more negative plays than positive plays.
Yeah, I don't want him for the money he's going to get paid. I think he's a productive player, definitely a productive player. He makes big plays, but he's not going to be worth near with the money that he's going to get.
That's the whole thing. Yeah. He's not worth the money. He's not worth the money. Let somebody else take him, and hey, maybe this is another guy that can't play in New York. Eli Apple picked the damn pass. You were in that stream last night. You saw Eli Apple with the good coverage and the interception. I was going absolutely crazy. I said, how come this guy's playing so good in New Orleans? He never played like that in New York. But he got off to a bad start here with his mom and the tweets and all this other crap. Some guys aren't made to play in New York.
No, a lot of guys are. A lot of guys aren't.
Right.
Yeah.
So he goes down to New Orleans. It's much easier, much more easy going. Plus, he's playing on a winning team. Some guys can't. Some guys lose the concentration. Some guys are not professional. When they're on a losing team, they quit. They give up. He's not on a losing team in New Orleans. He might have renewed vigor. He may have renewed energy. Hey, I'm on a Super Bowl contending team. I'm going to play my ass off. Whereas when you're on a 3-13 team, maybe you have a tendency to go through the motions and not give a shit.
Yeah, right.
That could be the difference.
No, I agree. I completely agree with you. I just want to go to the chat real quick. I hear you on the money, but he is productive. No, yeah, that's my only issue with him, Jeffrey. I think he is. He's definitely a productive player. The issue is his coverage skills is subpar, and he's not going to be worth the money he's going to command. That's my issue with him. Joe Lutz says this draft and offseason will be legendary. Wait on it. It better be. It better be. Because we have a window with Barkley, Barkley, you got maybe 8 or 9 years of prime time Barkley. You don't want to waste them.
Yeah.
What
up, G-Man Dingo? How you doing, my man? What's going on? What do you think about Joey Bosa's performance will be like in future games? I think Joey Bosa's a top 5 pick. I think the Raiders may take a shot at him. I'm sorry, that's Nick Bosa I'm talking about.
He's talking about Joey Bosa, the guy who's already in the place.
Well, Joey Bosa's he's a stud.
Yeah.
He's a stud.
How much cap space do the Giants have? Not a lot, Philly. Unless they make readjustments to their cap by cutting Eli, like Baddog says, or restructuring Eli's contract, or
at this point, you can get rid of Janoris Jenkins.
Yeah, Janoris Jenkins.
He's gone.
Yeah,
that saves a lot of cap space.
Yeah, they saved some. They saved some by getting rid of Snacks, but not a lot, because when you look at it, the cap always goes up. But we'll say it's going to be at about $185 million next year. As of now, without adjustments, you got like 20 going to Eli. You got another 20 going to Beckham. You've got like 9 going to Barkley. You've got like another 8 or 9 going to Ogletree. Jenkins is making like 12. I mean, they got some big contracts on this team.
Jenkins makes $14.5 million.
14.5, yeah.
That's just going to be the next 2 years. So we pay him $29 million over 19 and 20, and if we cut him, we eat $11 million of it. So $18 million in cap space. Not to mention we get out from underneath the $15 million cap hit next year that we took for JPP this year. That's another big money we save. I'm also not averse to trading Olivier Vernon. I think he's underperformed since 2016. And again, a lot of these guys played well in 2016, and then they started losing last year, and they lose this year.
Let me. I don't mean to interrupt you because I'm thinking. I don't like to forget about things while I'm thinking about it. Put your GM hat on here. What do you think is better for the Giants? Eli Manning taking a pay cut. Say Eli goes from 21 or whatever he's making to 12. They would have restructured.
Right.
Or bringing in a Bridgewater and paying him for 2 or 3 years. Would you rather just have Eli for 1 more year where he takes a pay cut and you could still use that extra $8 million to spend it somewhere else, or bring in Bridgewater?
That's ideal. If Eli would take a pay cut, I'd take Eli in a heartbeat for $12 million.
You would stick with it?
$12 million, give me Eli all day for $12 million.
You stick with Eli if he restructures the contract?
No, thank you. $12 million, no. Oh, my God. Definitely. He's a steal, $12 million.
Yeah.
And then, again, you could take that money and put it somewhere else. You could put it into a center. You could put it into a right tackle. You could put it into a cornerback. You could do something else with the money.
Well, I'll say this.
Drafted Dwayne Haskins or a future quarterback behind.
Yeah, so. I don't know if there's a way they can do that. But if Eli wants to win next year, that's what he has to do. He has to do that. If he wants to win, if he wants a chance to win next year, they need as much money as they could possibly get to protect him. Because he can't do it anymore, in terms of putting the team on his back. So if he wants to win, we're going to find out. If he wants to win, he's going to take a pay cut.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
12 million, yes. O-line money, G-Man Dingo says. Build the O-line. Yep. MYG31 says, we can't trade Eli, though, Show Intelligence. Said, who's going to take Eli with that contract? Nobody's taking him.
Yeah, no one will take him.
Yeah, I mean, if we could, we would. Nobody's going to take that contract. I don't think so.
Yeah, nobody's going to want a 38-year-old quarterback. That's not mobile. It's getting $23 million a year. Nobody's going to take him.
Yeah. Maybe Jacksonville. That's the only chance, but I don't even think them.
Nah, they won't take him.
Yeah. Eli shouldn't make more money than Swaggy P. Come on. Ben McAdoo's in the chat.
Yeah, I should have got Pat Mahomes.
Yeah, you should have.
Well, Ben, you didn't have the choice. That was Jerry Reese's fault, not you. Can't blame you for that. Blame you for a lot of crap, but not that. You don't draft.
Richard Cranlum says, what are the chances of you? I think it's, again, I don't know. Is it possible to, I don't know how they would do that. Do you think he will do that? Because the way that they generally do it, I think, is they stretch the contract out.
Right.
Right? So, in essence, I think they'd be like, okay, we're going to pay you 12 this year, and then basically we're going to cut you, but we'll make it seem like we're going to pay you 2 or 3 the next 2 years, whatever. I don't know how it would work out. But if Eli wants to win next year, and at this point in his career, with all the money he's made, with the endorsements and everything else, he should try to win. I mean, he should. That should be his objective. Yeah. And by giving away $8 million, I mean, what is $8 million?
You don't need the money.
Yeah. So I could see him doing it. I could.
Yeah, he restructured for Victor Cruz so they could sign him. So, I mean, he's done it before.
Yeah, yeah.
I think Big Blue for Life says, I think the Giants trade Vernon for a fourth. Collins will be a free agent, so we can't trade him. Unless they franchise him and then traded him. But Vernon for a fourth, Ingram for a third, Jenkins for a fifth. I would do all those.
I would do Jenkins for a seventh. Jenkins values
just to save the cap.
And Jenkins just played well. I don't want people to think I don't think he's played well. That contract is just horrible.
I see. I think he played well a couple games this year, but he is not the.
No. I'm sorry. When I say played well, I mean since the bye he's played well. Yeah, not overall.
No, Derek, no. This is how George Jenkins tackled last week. Like he was taking fire. All right, guys. We'll do this for a couple more minutes, but we are gonna have to wrap it up because, like I said, I gotta record another show here. I'm not gonna get to sleep like 1 o'clock in the morning. Will be nice to sleep tomorrow night, though.
Yes, you get some sleep. Joe Buck says, "Is Bell a good no? Le'Veon Bell? Oh, Philly. You're talking about for Philly?
Yeah.
I still think it's a bad move because and I love Le'Veon Bell. I think Pittsburgh did him dirty. I think Pittsburgh, you're seeing, I think they'd have a better record right now if they kept him around. Of course, they beat the Patriots last week. But Le'Veon Bell, to me, he's used goods. I mean, they ran him into the ground. They gave him 400 touches for the last 3 or 4 seasons, and I think he's a great talent, but I would not give him the money that he's going to get. Somebody's going to do it, and I think whoever does it is making a mistake.
Right. No, Philly talent. The next thing's not a live stream. It's recorded. It'll be on there. It'll be on Sports Series channel tomorrow morning.
Once or Mahomes. Somebody asked us that earlier.
Oh, God, yeah, Mahomes, anytime.
My balls tackle harder than Jenkins.
If I'm the Eagles, to hell with Le'Veon Bell, I'd try to get Kareem Hunt.
Yeah, you get him a penny on the dollar. You know,
that's what I think.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Because how good would Le'Veon Bell be behind the Eagles' offensive line? You look at how good James Conner did for the Steelers this year. It's like they didn't miss a beat. The reason the Steelers started losing is their defense is shaky, and James Conner was hurt a couple games.
Everybody, I don't mean to, everybody that's asking Mahomes or anybody, the answer is going to be Mahomes. Yeah, when you factor in his age and what he's doing this year, Mahomes is the
Rivers is at the end of his. Rivers is playing well, but he's 38.
Mahomes 37. Is the most valuable quarterback right now when you factor in contract, age, what he's doing. Absolutely. It's Mahomes. That's
where I'm. Yeah, if you're starting a franchise with a franchise quarterback, Mahomes is your guy.
Yeah. We love you, John. We love you, John, my man. Thank you for tuning into the stream.
Yes, thanks, John. Much appreciated, my man.
And again, please sub up Mr. Baddog. Any of my subs that are here that have not done it, sub this man up. Ring the bell. You're going to get a notification every time he goes live. We're going to be doing this every week. We're going to be flip-flopping channels. Sub him up.
Yes, man. Again, if you're my subscribers and you haven't subbed up this man right here, the link to his channel is in my description, as is both of our Twitters. You can follow both of us on the Twitters. They're both in there. Make sure you follow us both on the Twitters. And again, make sure you're subbing this man up. Because again, and also, guys, if you like basketball, you just want to hang out with us, make sure you come to the Entertainers Talking Sports channel on Friday night. Because we are going to do the Lakers and Pelicans. We're going to do that late basketball game every Friday night. It's going to be, and we're going to alternate channels, but it's going to be a lot of fun. We had such a blast doing the Thunder Nuggets last Friday, and I'll definitely look forward to doing that again and every week. So we do this every Tuesday. Obviously, a couple weeks or next week we'll do it Wednesday. We're not going to do it on Christmas.
Yeah.
So we'll move it to Wednesday, but we'll like I said, that Friday night basketball game is going to be a lot of fun, and then of course we're going to keep this type of thing going probably all off season. We're going to do the basketball stuff. We're going to do baseball stuff. We'll do a Mets-Yankees type of thing. We'll do it like a New York baseball thing where we bring the Mets and Yankees guys together. So we plan on working together a lot. So like I said, make sure you're subbing him up. Link is in my description. Check the man out. Not only that, but he's got great content anyway. So you're going to want to
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. And same to you. You know, you have great content as well. Let's see. Gruden, Carr, most overpaid quarterback coach do up. I got to be fair, William Watson on Gruden. And I'm still up in the air on him. But I do understand what he's doing right now in Oakland. He's getting rid of the players he doesn't like. He's accumulating a lot of draft picks. So before I evaluate him, we got to see what he does.
Yeah. Thank you, Jed. I appreciate that. We appreciate that very much.
Oh, thank you very much, Last Jedi. G-Man Dingo says, what about Derek Carr? I don't want him.
I don't want him either. No thanks.
Yeah, I don't want him. He's playing well right now, but I don't want him. Raymond, good night, Mr. Good night, Raymond.
All right, good night, Raymond. Take her easy.
Derek Carr is only... Yeah, he's 27, but
Bridgewater's younger than Derek Carr. And his contract ain't going to be nearly as high as Derek Carr's either.
And it goes back to the arm thing you said before. Carr doesn't have the best arm in the world.
No.
You know, I don't think he fits here. I really don't. I don't.
And B's going to drop a 50 spot on the Knicks tomorrow.
Eric.
Nice game yesterday against the Suns.
Oh God! Well, you know what? At least they get more ping pong balls. I think they're
more.
I think they're fifth right now. I think they're fifth in the race, and I think they're only a game and a half behind. Right.
I can't wait to do those Knicks games. It'll be just like doing Giants games.
The way it works this year, they restructured the lottery real quick. I know we got to go soon, but if you finish 3rd to 1, you have the equal chances of getting the first pick because they don't want teams tanking. So if they even finish 3rd, it's just as good of a chance they'll get the number 1 pick.
Yeah. We stink.
But I'm sure we got to wrap this up because you got to go.
We got to wrap it up because I got to do one more. Like I said, I get to sleep about 1 o'clock tomorrow. Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
I mean, I even told Chris, I said, there's no more Thursday night football games. I don't know what the hell I'm going to do. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to stream the damn Mavericks game on freaking Thursday night because I ain't got nothing to do. So Mavericks, I don't even remember who the hell they're playing.
It's a game. It's something to talk about.
It's a game, right? So Thursday night, 10:30. Yeah, I'll be streaming the Mavericks, and God, I cannot remember who the hell they're playing to save my life. But I'll be streaming that basketball game 10:30 if you want to come hang out, because I got nothing else to do.
We appreciate that, Afghanistan. Punk,
guys.
You have a good night yourself. Last Jedi, we do appreciate that. I just want to say before we leave, I want to thank you for having me on. Of course, I always like to do that. I want to thank the chat for tuning in. Thank you guys for making the chat live, making this a fun show, and I'll let you close it out, Baddog.
Yeah, guys, as always, man, we really appreciate your support on this show. We love doing this, and we're glad that, we always love your input, your opinions on anything, whether it comes from a Giants fan, Eagles fans, Cowboys fans, whatever. Really appreciate you guys being here. You guys are a big part of this show. I mean, you're a huge part of this show, so we're really glad to have you guys here. And, of course, I love working with you, my man. I don't care if we're on my channel, your channel. I have so much fun doing this. I look forward to this. I'm at work. I'm at work looking at the time. It's like 1 o'clock. I'm like, damn it, is this ever going to get here so I can do my show tonight with Chris? I got to do a show with my man here. And I'm sitting there going like,
I feel the same way. Like, sometimes I do these streams and it feels like work. Not most of them don't. The Giant streams I love. But sometimes you're like tired and you're like, but these streams I really look forward to doing because it's a lot of fun. I always love doing these streams.
So it's awesome.
Yeah. We do Rogue, that's the goal one day. That would be amazing if we did radio.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah, good night, Raymond. Thank you for that. Kurt, have a good night, my man. And yeah, I mean, it's your channel. Close it out.
All right, guys. So once again, thank you so much for joining us. And again, if you're not subscribed to the channel, please make sure you like and subscribe. The Baddog 7676. Ring the bell if you're kind enough to subscribe. Also, make sure you're subbing up the Entertainer Talkin Sports. The link to his channel is in my description, as is both of our Twitters. So make sure you follow us both on the Twitters. Make sure you sub up my man, the Entertainer Talkin Sports. And we'll see you guys next Wednesday because, again, we're not going – well, we'll see you Friday night for the Pelicans and Lakers game on the Entertainers channel. So until next time, guys, it's Baddog. And, I appreciate everybody being here. Y'all have a good night. I'm out.